President Biden and congressional leaders postponed their follow-up meeting that was scheduled for today until Monday. Joining us now to talk about the latest on this story, Jake Sherman, Punchbowl News founder. He's also an NBC News and MSNBC political contributor. Do you have a preference, MSNBC, CNBC? You love all your children the same, Jake?
As I told you the other day, Joe, I'm a company man. I'm happy with whatever.
You see, I'm fixated on that because we like poaching people. We like stealing people, actually, when they're really good. And that's probably not a great idea for a, you know what? There's enough of you to go around. I'll tell you, let me confirm this for me. The tone of the delay seemed better than when it was on, in that for the first time they said it doesn't mean anything negative. We thought all we were hearing were negative things. So it doesn't mean anything negative. And suddenly, instead of hearing everything, from the Biden administration that we won't do anything, they're saying here's what we definitely won't do, which opens up the possibility that there are some other things they might do.
So a few thoughts here. Number one, I talked to Kevin McCarthy late yesterday about this delay, and his view was actually don't make anything of it. We're just not ready to kick this up to the principal level yet. Here's where we are. On Wednesday this week, the staff met, and they started talking about some of the policy options that they could include in some sort of deal at some point. It was a cordial conversation. I mean, these are aides that are professionals, and they were going through a bunch of policies, as they tend to do. Thursday, same thing. There are just a lot of policies that they need to go through, a lot of questions. And now we're at the point where they discuss who's going to craft these proposals, and they have to give a menu of policy options to the principals, to McCarthy, Schumer, McConnell, Jeffries, and President Biden. So I just think they weren't ready. Also, one of the leaders has a funeral today, so they couldn't make it to the White House meeting. Here's the big problem, Joe. McCarthy told me earlier this week, as we discussed, that he needs a deal by Monday. He's not going to have a deal in principle by Monday. It's just not going to happen. And they're going to need, I would just think, at least a week in the Senate and perhaps a week in the House to get this through. So we're just pushing against the deadline. My last thought here is that a couple people said to me separately last night who are involved in these talks, if we were at this point in February, we would be bullish on a deal. But we're at this point 20 days out, which makes us less bullish about a deal. But again, they are talking. So there is theoretically some good here.
Number one, they're not when the main players get in front of a camera, terrible things happen. So I'm glad that these are, like you said, high-level, reasonable staff from both sides. So they understand probably what, the high-level guys know in the back of their mind, and gals know in the back of their mind what we need to do here. And I think all along that even the most strident Democrats know there's going to have to be some negotiation. In fact, I've had some on that have said one thing while the cameras are rolling. The minute the cameras stop, they said, "Yeah, we have to negotiate." They cop to that, Jake. So that's something that I think is going to happen. I just thought it was interesting that they had something sacrosanct that they said they're not going to talk about. What was it? His favorite thing was I love that, the Inflation Reduction Act. And they're calling this McCarthy's debt deal. They're calling that the Default on America Act. That's what Sheldon Whitehouse called it yesterday. So that's almost as good a name as the Inflation Reduction Act for not describing it at all.
Well, two things I don't think they're going to touch. I don't think they're going to repeal the IRA, the Inflation Reduction Act, which was in McCarthy's bill. I think it's going to be difficult for McCarthy to get work requirements in any way, shape, or form. I just think that's going to be a step too far for Democrats, even though some in some states and in Congress have voted for it in the past. I do think the sweet spot for a deal is rescinding COVID money, unspent COVID money, some sort of budget caps, and some sort of spending reductions. I think that's the sweet spot. How they craft that to give Democrats the cover to say they voted for a clean debt ceiling is not going to be impossible. It'll be hard, but it won't be impossible. And again, time is the enemy here. And you're right. Most Democrats privately concede that a clean debt ceiling is not going to pass. And I just want to, since you helpfully gave out my Twitter account last time I was on, I got a lot of nice comments from folks.
And more followers. And I didn't, and they left me alone.
Yeah,
because
that's
I don't
nice.
use my name. I don't use my real name. And then people say, why don't you have a blue check mark? Because of plausible deniability. That may not be me saying the stuff that you see. It may or may not. I'm not saying it is, and I'm not saying it's not.
The difference, I don't think a clean debt ceiling would pass this Congress. Based on having covered this for a long time, I don't think it's going to happen. On the same token, Republicans only do this when Democrats are in the White House. So I want to be clear, they're not ideologically consistent here. When Trump was in the White House, they voted for a debt ceiling deal that raised spending. They voted for clean debt ceilings. They only do this when a Democrat is in the White House. That's just the reality of it. So they are not ideologically consistent here, but a lot of Democrats privately recognize and concede the fact that behind the scenes, they say behind the scenes, they need to get some sort of deal. That's the only way out of this.